Hello, welcome back to another breaking news update. My name is Jimmy Boyd, and you were watching Boyd News. I want to thank you so much for tuning in today. I've got some breaking news coming out from Israel to share with you. We're going to be talking about Tel Aviv, which is one of the major cities in Israel on the coastline. So we have reports of this drone, as you can see here in the video footage. Somebody was here on the beach, and they caught this drone coming in, and it crashed into a building in Tel Aviv. Now, we don't know exactly what it hit. I was hearing it hit some sort of tall, high-rise building. But then I was also seeing some reports that this could have been the U.S. consulate that was hit. So I'm not 100% sure exactly what was hit here, but there was a building for sure that you can see here in the video footage that was hit. And yeah, some reports saying that the U.S. consulate could have potentially been the target here. We have reports of one person that has been killed in this attack, and 10 were wounded. Now, you're probably wondering, well, who might have done this? Well, the Houthi rebels have come out and stated that they have taken responsibility for this attack. At first, I honestly thought this may have been Hezbollah that did this because we had a report just yesterday that was coming out towards the evening. And take a look at this real quick. So this is on Reuters. It says Israel says strike kills elite Hezbollah unit field commander. So apparently Israel was launching some strikes again in southern Lebanon just yesterday, and apparently they took out an elite Radwan Forces member of Hezbollah. And they've done this so many times, and typically every single time Israel does this, where they take out some sort of commander in Hezbollah's unit, Hezbollah will usually respond. Okay. But typically they respond with rockets. So I was hearing they fired something like 70 rockets yesterday into Israel. So it says right here, a field commander in Hezbollah's elite Radwan forces was killed in an Israeli strike on South Lebanon. The Israeli military and two security sources said on Thursday the latest senior member of the group to be killed in months of tit-for-tat strikes across the border with Israel. Habib Matuk had replaced another commander in the elite unit, Ali Ahmed Hassin, who was killed in April in an Israeli strike, these security sources said. So apparently this gentleman had just replaced another commander in the Radwan forces for Hezbollah as well, and now he was taken out. So I just wanted to show you that because I thought originally when this information was just starting to break that this may have been Hezbollah doing this, but apparently the Houthi rebels in Yemen are the ones taking responsibility for this attack, and they are also stating that they supposedly used some sort of new drone that is undetectable by air defenses. So we're going to talk a little bit about that as well. I've got a lot of information to go over here today. So let's go ahead and get right into this. We've got lots of video footage as well. So this is on AP. Drone strike by Yemen's Houthi rebels kills one person and wounds at least 10 in Tel Aviv. So let me make one thing clear as well. This is the first time, from what I understand, that the Houthi rebels have actually attacked Israel successfully. And actually, there was somebody killed in this attack. Okay, this is the first time, as far as I know. I could be wrong, but I'm not saying that the Houthi rebels have not attacked Israel before. They have. The port of Eilat has come under attack by missiles and drones in the past, and that's like on the southernmost portion of Israel. But actually, somebody being killed or wounded in an attack, this is the first time, as far as I know, that this has happened. So we're going to have to see how Israel responds to this, and they're probably going to designate the Houthi rebels now as a major enemy, whereas before they were kind of just, leaving them alone for the most part. So it says right here, an Iranian-made drone sent by Yemen's Houthi rebels struck Tel Aviv on Friday, leaving one person dead and at least 10 wounded in the group's first lethal strike into Israel. Okay, so it says right here, first lethal strike. The aerial strike rumbled through the center of the city near the U.S. Embassy, causing shrapnel to rain down and spreading shards of glass over a large radius. So you see what I mean? Near the U.S. Embassy. So we're not finding any confirmation, at least I haven't. If anybody has that information, please share that, and we can go ahead and correct this. But as far as I know, it was not the U.S. Embassy that was hit. It was actually some sort of high-rise building, from what I understand. But it's definitely possible the U.S. Embassy could have been the target here, or maybe was the target, considering it was so close by. I heard that it was maybe within like 100 meters of the U.S. Embassy where this attack took place. The hit in Israel's biggest city was startling because the drone appeared to have crossed much of the country through the multi-layered air defenses that have intercepted almost all the drones and rockets that Yemen's Houthis have been launching towards Israel since the Gaza war began. Most have failed to even reach Israel's southernmost city, Eilat. on the Red Sea, some 270 kilometers or 160 miles south of Tel Aviv. The Israeli military said it was investigating what went wrong. Chief spokesman Rear Admiral Daniel Hagari said the drone was detected by air defenses, but an error occurred and there was no interception. So they're saying there was some sort of error. They're not stating exactly what it was, but their air defense did not activate and shoot this thing down. It says here as well, we are investigating the entire chain, he said. Another military official blamed human error. The official spoke on condition of anonymity because the investigation was ongoing. Finally, it says right here, the spokesman for the Houthis, Yahya Saree, claimed responsibility for the attack in a statement published on the social media platform X. He said it was in retaliation for the Israel-Hamas war and had hit one of the group's many targets. Israel's military identified the drone as an Iranian Samad 3, upgraded to travel long distances, and said it was believed to have come from Yemen. Okay, so from what I understand, if this came from Yemen, this was well over 2,000 kilometers. Okay, so this drone traveled very, very, very far, all the way up to Tel Aviv to strike inside of that city. Okay, so this came from all the way from Yemen. Okay, very, very far away. So this definitely had to have been a majorly upgraded drone if it came from Yemen. So it says here the drone hit at around 3:10 a.m., blowing out windows and damaging cars throughout a coastal neighborhood of Tel Aviv and reverberating as far as nearby cities. The military said it had not determined if it exploded in the air or directly struck buildings. Footage verified by the AP shows the low-flying drone arriving at Tel Aviv's shoreline, then heading into the city moments before an explosion lights up the night sky. So that might be the video that they're talking about here, the one that I just showed you guys. So we're going to go over some video footage here now as well and kind of dive into this and see if we can kind of figure out what happened here. So I'm going to go ahead and get this pulled up for you guys, and let's take a look at a few things that I pulled up on X for you. So first I want to show you this. We're not going to watch the video footage. This is Yahya Saree, the military spokesman for the Yemeni armed forces, and he came out and made a statement here. So he's not speaking English, and there's no caption, so there's no point in me really showing it for the most part, because I'm sure most of you speak English. But it says here from this statement by the Yemeni armed forces regarding the implementation of a military operation that targeted an important target in the occupied Haifa region, what Israelis call Tel Aviv, with a new drone bearing the name Haifa, capable of bypassing interceptor systems and being unable to be detected by radars. Then he put the date here. Okay, so he's stating that they've got a new drone that is capable of bypassing interceptor systems and being unable to be detected by radars. Okay, so that's this new drone. I guess they're calling this the Haifa drone. So we'll probably be hearing more about this, and we'll talk a little bit more about Yahya Saree. This is actually his account, from what I understand. I believe I might be wrong, but this was a statement that he made apparently regarding this attack. So they did take responsibility for this. Next, I want to show you guys here. This is the footage that you saw when you came in. I'm going to show you it with some sound and on full screen so you can get a better view of this. So this is from Richard Medhurst. Check the footage, and that is indeed the U.S. Embassy in Tel Aviv. That drone flew around 2,000 kilometers from Yemen, past all Israeli defenses, the Royal Navy, U.S. Navy, and more. The humiliation. This is a new era, and the image of Israeli or Western military superiority is gone. So he's basically stating here that this is humiliating to the U.S. and all its partners, along with Israel, that it bypassed all this air defense, all the the U.S. Navy guarding the Red Sea, everything, and it was this drone came in undetected and struck Tel Aviv. Okay, Tel Aviv is a major city, probably one of the biggest cities, if not the biggest city in Israel. And this is big, major humiliation, considering that Israel claims they have one of the best air defenses in the world. The United States is helping them out right now. Many Western partners are helping out. So take a look at this video real quick, and then we'll talk about it after.
Ты видишь, дрон летит? Крестюш, ты видишь, что это такое? Блядь! Пиздец!
Okay, so as we can see, there's drone flying in from the coastline, and there it goes right into the city. It's kind of hard to tell, but it flew right in this direction over here and exploded on some building over there. Again, I don't know for sure if this was the U.S. consulate that was hit. A lot of the information that's coming out is basically just saying that a building was struck. I've heard high-rise building, and then I've also heard that They don't know whether a building was struck or it destroyed midair, but to me it looks like it struck something. You can hear it crashing into something in the background there, and you can see an explosion happening somewhere up high on the corner of this building. Just beyond that, okay, just behind it, you see that explosion there. So it definitely looks like it crashed into something, but from this video footage, it's very hard to tell what it was that crashed into. So next, I want to show you this from OZT Defender. Smoke can be seen rising from near the U.S. consulate in Tel Aviv following reports of a loud explosion. So this is what happened originally when this information just started to break. There was this photo that came out of smoke rising inside of Tel Aviv from some sort of explosion. There was even some reports, I wasn't able to completely confirm this, that there may have been a car bomb. And I don't know if that's what people were worried about, that maybe this explosion or the sound of the explosion was a car bomb. But clearly we know for sure that a drone struck inside of Tel Aviv. Okay, so there's a picture of it. And let me show you some other stuff here. So take a look at this as well from Middle East Observer. New scenes of the moment. The drone exploded in a building in occupied Tel Aviv. So there's some security camera footage here too, or some sort of video footage showing this drone. I don't think there's any sound. There is no sound in this video. But as we can see, there's an explosion here, not too far from the coastline. I don't know if this is the coastline right here. I think it is. And yeah, just, I don't know, maybe 100 meters inland is where this thing blew up. It definitely crashed into something. Major fireball right there that we can clearly see in the video footage. So there's that for you. And then let's take a look at this as well, also from OZT Defender. Footage from a doorbell camera in Tel Aviv in which you can more clearly hear what sounds like a turboprop-driven engine on a drone right before the explosion. So for sure it is a drone from what we hear in this footage as well. So I will warn you real quick, this video is a little bit louder, so just prepare your ears. Here we go. Okay, so the rest of this video is mainly just people's alarms going off, but you could definitely hear at the very beginning of that video, you could hear that drone coming in, you could hear the engine of it roaring as it's coming in, and then it crashes into something. So that was able to detect that for sure this was a drone that struck. And then also from OZT Defender again, a part from what is believed to possibly be the wing of a drone has been discovered near the explosion site in Tel Aviv. So here's some sort of wing that was found on the ground. I saw some other video footage here too on X of lots of pieces of wood like this. This probably came from somebody's house or something that got blown off, and it was laying here in the street, and there's people walking around, and this is apparently where they found this wing of the drone sitting on the side of the road here. Okay, so next as well from OZT Defender, the high-rise building in Tel Aviv, which was struck by what is believed to have been a large drone, has suffered major structural damage to its upper floors. So see, they're saying here high-rise building, according to OZT Defender, and this came out last night around 6 p.m. So let's take a look at this video footage as well. Looks like there's lots of emergency crews here taking control of this intersection to make sure people are safe. So let's take a look. So I noticed here in the footage, right here, sorry about that, that the cameraman pans the angle up here, okay? So I don't know if, it kind of looks like this building could be damaged, but it's really hard to tell. I don't know if that's just the architecture, the way the building is shaped, but I noticed for a brief moment, the camera angle pans upward up here to this tall building. They say it's a high-rise building, so I'm not sure if this is the building that was hit. It's possible, so I'll just keep rolling it. There we go. And yeah, it's hard to tell, but apparently it happened somewhere nearby here. So I don't know if this is the building that was hit, but this is a tall high-rise building. And for a moment, the camera zooms in up here. So I wish they stayed zoomed in a little bit more so we could get a good look at what it is. And then again, it's filmed at night. So always at night, the video camera quality is always horrible. So it's really hard to tell what happened here. But that may have been the building that was struck. So also I want to show you this from Israel Katz. This is the foreign minister of Israel. It says here this morning, a UAV launched by the Houthi terrorist organization struck Tel Aviv, killing a civilian and injuring 10 others. Iran supports, trains, and funds Houthi terrorists in Yemen. Hezbollah in Lebanon, Hamas and Islamic Jihad in Gaza, Shiite militias in Iraq and Syria, and smuggles weapons into Jordan to destabilize the king and create another terrorist front against Israel. Israel stands alone against the axis of evil led by Iran, which is supported by global powers in their broader geopolitical struggle. The free world must impose crippling sanctions on Iran now to stop it before it is too late. Okay, so this is once again another major official coming out and warning that they need to stop Iran. Okay, this is why I keep saying, ultimately, I think once the war in Ukraine starts to wind down and support starts to pull away from Ukraine, it looks like very possibly the next war that could break out could potentially be with Iran. Okay, and all these proxy groups in the Middle East, and Israel is being used in the middle of this to go after all these groups, and that's why we may see Hezbollah coming under attack here next. But regardless, we do know that Iran funds all, the Houthi rebels, Hamas, and Hezbollah. So essentially, Israel is fighting Iran right now. They're just fighting their proxy groups. So that's kind of what Israel Katz is talking about here. Finally, one last thing I want to show you before we get you out of here today from Warfare Analysis. The Yemeni armed forces, we declare the occupied Jaffa area, Tel Aviv, as an unsafe zone, and it will be a primary target within our weapons range. So he's talking about, from what I understand, this drone that apparently they can continue to use this. And if this is true, that this drone that targeted Tel Aviv can be undetected by air defense systems, by the Royal Navy, by the radars, anything like that, to the U.S. Navy. If they cannot detect this drone, this is a very newly advanced drone that could be very effective at attacking Israel. And imagine if they continue attacking Tel Aviv, okay? This could be very bad for Israel, and it's going to be a major problem for them. So I don't know how Israel's going to respond to this. We'll see what they say here in the next few hours. I haven't seen too many reports of a statement coming out from them, other than really from Israel Katz. But obviously now it looks like the Houthis are going to be a major threat to Israel as well, not just Hezbollah anymore. Okay, Hezbollah's been attacking with rockets. Now if the Houthi rebels have this new technology with this drone, this is huge too. And then also, one thing quick that I want to note is this is also very big and telling that the Houthi rebels are gaining higher technology. They're becoming more technologically advanced. We heard not too long ago, maybe just a month ago, something like that, that the Houthis now have hypersonic missiles, or at least the ability to start building them. They tested one recently. So the Houthis are becoming a major superpower right now. They're starting to gain lots of crazy equipment and weaponry that they're also getting from Iran. Okay, so very big news that I just wanted to share here with you to let you know what happened in Tel Aviv in Israel. So share your thoughts, concerns, and opinions down in the comment section. That's going to be it for this update. If you got something out of this, please smash that like button. Also, if you enjoy my content, please consider subscribing down below. Hit the notification bell. That way YouTube can notify you. And with that, I hope you all have a great day. Everybody take care and God bless. And we'll see you in the next one.